Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures,
the podcast that fuels your passion for obstacle course racing,
running, and all things adventurous.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior,
we've got news updates as well as interviews with athletes
and other key members of our athletic community.
As a weekly show since 2017, we have covered everything from
championship and virtual races
to fundraising events and FKTs. And now, here are your hosts,
Michael Stefano and Caitlin Ritter.
Standing on the corner, lost all my clothes.
Hey guys, it's Michael Stefano.
And Caitlin Ritter.
And Caitlin, how was your weekend?
It was busy. I feel like I saw 4, 5, 6 friends this weekend.
Nice.
How was your weekend?
Good. Had some good baby time with 2 sets of my good friend's baby, which was really interesting. I always have a tough time wording that.
Yes. So 2 of your friends are married, not to each other, and they both had babies.
Well, 2 of my friends are married to each other, and then another 2 of my friends are married together. So it's 2 sets of friends.
Yeah, so we have Danny and Erica had Hallie, and then Maddie and Sam had Benjamin.
Yes, so I got to hang out with them, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, different from the baby we saw last weekend.
Yes, it did take up a lot of our day, and now I'm exhausted, and I didn't get to do any of the things I wanted to get done this weekend, but we did get a run done yesterday, which is good. But yeah, stuff around the house and everything did not happen. But let's give a shout out to our sponsors.
Jason Dupree. Those aren't our sponsors.
Nope.
Mudgear, use code ADVENTURE for 15% off your next Mudgear purchase. And Caterpie, use code OCR Report 20 for 20% off your next Caterpie purchase. And for your next Spartan Deca or Tough Mudder event, use code OCR Report 20.
Nice. And now we're going to shout out the Patreon supporters, just the $5+ supporters.
Jason Dupree, Samantha Thompson, Bradley Keel, Charlotte Engelman, Aaron Grindstaff, Laura and Stephen Ritter, Hank and Eileen Stefano, Cheryl Miller, Jessica Johnson, Christopher Hoover, Kevin Gregory Jr., Evan Irick, Brent George, Logan Nagel, Asa Cunnington, Seth Renderknecht, Steve Bacon, and Robert Landman.
Yeah. Oh, Cheryl Miller reached out on the podcast at Facebook about shoes. Oh. So I told her you'd reach out back. And to the OCR Report for being a great home for us on the internet.
And to Will Hicks,
the Podfather. Check it out over at the OCRreport.com. I need to get caught up with that group text. I was still in February, and that's kind of ridiculous. And to our sponsored athletes,
Javier Escobar, Kelly Sullivan, Ryan Brizolara, Joshua Reed, and Kevin Gregory.
Yeah, poll results. I don't think I did a poll.
No, we did not.
I had an idea for a poll, but that never happened.
Oh, what was the idea?
I don't remember now. I think it was are you paying attention to the series, the Spartan series? I don't know. We'll get to that later. We're going to go right on over to quick news.
We shouldn't do the meme your grandfather sent us?
He sent us? Oh, yeah, sure.
I brought it up, so Mike has to describe it.
That is correct. So it is a bunch of people lined up for a race, and there's a banner saying the first annual Couch Potato 0.00010K. And there's a start and the finish is right in front of it. That's a good one. Yeah. Now we'll go right over to quick news, starting with the Mud, Sweat, and Tears Hyrox-ish hybrid event that they're putting on April 19th in Randolph, New Jersey. We will be there covering it, and we hope to see you there as well. And then not too long after, Obstacle Wonderland is having their spicy weekend, and you can use code ADVENTURE for 15% off any race distance. For the first news story, this was actually something I heard on the Running Public. Betsy Mueller is running across the U.S. with MS. You can follow her over at Betsy Runs U.S. with MS. And she has multiple sclerosis, and she's going to be running across the country. So I look forward to tracking that and cheering her on and supporting her in any way that we can.
That's awesome. And some sad news, Kayla Cittadino posted on Instagram 4 days ago. It's crazy how fast things can change. I'm still trying to find the words after you peacefully said goodbye to us this morning in an unexpected battle with cancer. She said, all my love to you, Mima.
Yeah, thoughts go out to her. Also, this next one comes to us from Savage Race. There's going to be prize money at every race in 2025. So that is pretty damn exciting. So for the first 12 races of the year, it's going to be $1,000 for first, $500 for second, and $250 for third. And the final race in Dade City, Florida, on November 1st, will have increased payout with $2,500 for first, $1,500 for second, $1,000 for third, and then fourth place will get $750, and fifth will get $500. So it's paying a little bit deeper too, which is also good to see.
That's awesome.
a blast from the past similar to Muddy Princess, but there's an event that's still going around, and I didn't think it was around anymore, called Grit and Wit. And they had an ad that caught my attention. It says, "We're going on tour from Connecticut to Florida, and in between, the challenge is on. Join the fun, April 19th to the 27th. So very interesting. That is an event that had mental puzzles as well as physical challenges, which sounded really interesting. And this last news story comes to us from Nick Riker.
Nick Riker said, "Kindergartners are the best wingmen. We are so excited for our future together." Oh,
it's a very cute video of him proposing to his
cute
fiance, Kyra. So congratulations to them.
That's awesome.
And we have 2 sets of podiums.
Savage Race Florida, Women's Pro in 3rd place, Courtney Washington. In 2nd place, Rachel Waters. And in 1st place, Jamie Horonopoulos. And for the men, in 3rd place, Nathan Green. In 2nd place, Kevin Thompson. And in 1st place, Marquez Green.
Yep. And then an adjustment from last week. We weren't sure. Oh, didn't see that one. I was confused with the super and the sprint. This is the sprint results. Last week was the super results.
For the U.S. Nationals Series in Jacksonville, in 3rd place for men, Matteo Paliza. In 2nd place, Brian Gowiski. And in 1st place, Adam Beach. And for the women, in 3rd place, Casey Monroe. In 2nd place, Claudia Bongiovanni. And in 1st place, Cassandra Gill.
Yeah, and 3rd place men and 2nd place women were both from Italy, I think. They're from somewhere in Europe. So that makes the series a little bit more interesting. That's pretty exciting. And this one, which I didn't see coming.
For the Spartan Houston Beast, for the women, in 3rd place, Vivian Tran. In 2nd place, Geneviera Gannon. And in 1st place, Taylor Phoebus. And for the men, in 3rd place, Christopher McMorrow. In 2nd place, Paul Massey. And in 1st place, Jonathan Stern.
Nice. Congratulations to them. There's 5 secret links down below, so go and check those out. One I watched many, many times. And yeah, they're pretty good. Let's finally get to what this episode is all about. So, we have covered the Boston Run Show for the past couple of years. This year, combined with the Boston Outdoor Expo. We weren't sure if we were going to go back because it was later on in the year. Same things that we said in part 1. But these are the vendors that we talked to in this episode. So, there's going to be 1 hour and 10 minutes of vendors.
Boston Bulldogs, Organization for Autism Research, New England Race Events, Barn to Run, Millennial Running, Appalachian Mountain Club, New England Forestry Foundation, Luke 5 Adventure with Floki, Hike for Mental Health, Road of Rainbows, Running for Rare, Youth Enrichment Services, Hoyt Foundation, Active Odysseys, Boston Run Show, Ruck for Hit, Runur, Loco Coffee, Hyperice, and Hyrox.
Yep, and then following that, we have 9 minutes with Kelly Roberts. So a lot of interviews. Hope you guys enjoy this, and consider checking out their event when it comes back in the future. Let's get to it.
My name is Megan Langlois, and I'm from Quincy, Massachusetts.
And what are you here representing today?
We're here with the Boston Bulldogs Running Club.
Tell us all about it.
It's a nonprofit running club for people that have been impacted by addiction in some way. So our club members are either in recovery themselves, or maybe they have a loved one, or just support the idea of wellness and recovery. So we promote just movement and community and running.
How important is community to getting over addiction?
It's vital. It's a cornerstone, and I think it's definitely the make or break kind of component, I believe, to recovery, because it's through isolation that we suffer and through connection that we heal. So without the community piece, it's really, really difficult.
And so what are the kind of events that you put on to help foster a good community?
We have an annual Run for Recovery 5K in tribute every year that's coming up on May 18th. It's in Franklin Park. We have 15 members running the Boston Marathon this year. And both of those events are really to not only raise funds for the club, because we are fully supported by charitable donations and sponsorship, but it's really using the platforms as a way to raise awareness for the mission and let people know that, you know, there is a community that cares and wants to help, and we're in Boston if people want to join.
It's great to see how many people you guys always have behind the booth, too.
I know. I feel like we've had more club members than customers, but that's okay. No, it's all good. This is the community part, because there's such a social component to the club as well, where people become friends and they like to be with each other. And so an event like this brings us all together. And my family's here. My kids are here doing circles around my legs right now. But that's what it is. It's not a competitive running club, that takes it too seriously. We like to have fun and be together and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, that's huge. What advice would you give to someone who's dealing with recovery?
I would say to keep it simple. Keep it simple and just show up. We have sometimes can talk ourselves out of doing things that might be uncomfortable or might be new very quickly. But for somebody, just heading into new early recovery, I would definitely say, just show up to the things that you feel like might help and let those things allow to change your life.
Now, you've been bouncing around a lot. We keep missing you. How are you enjoying your time at the Expo?
Great. It's great. It's definitely busy and there's a lot of action going on. And I've definitely enjoyed myself. The day is flying by. I can't believe that it's already 2:15.
I know. Why am I so hungry? Oh, that's because we've been here for hours.
Absolutely. I said the same thing. I know. It is. It's crazy. But I guess that's when you're having a good time. What is it? Time flies when you're having fun?
Exactly. And where can people find out more about your group and your fun runs online?
So our website is bostonbulldogsrunning.org. We also have a Facebook page. We're on Instagram. We have a LinkedIn and a Twitter account. So they are welcome to join and check out on any of those platforms and reach out for more information with the email address that's on our website.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kristen Essex from the Organization for Autism Research.
And what are you guys all about?
So our mission is to apply research to the challenges of autism. We do this through funding applied research, which looks to improve the daily lives of people with autism. And then we have free resources that essentially span the lifespan of autism, from assessment, navigating the special education system, up through transition to college and our jobs program, our higher autism program. And then with that, we have our Run for Autism program, which partners with charity marathons across the world and helps us fundraise to support our resources and programs.
So you had me by the word applied. I'm applied behavioral analyst.
Okay.
And then special education is what my wife does too. Talk about the importance of why this is needed so much.
So when we do applied research, so we aren't looking for a cure, we aren't looking for a cause, we're really just looking to help people live better lives today. So our research then has applicable results. So, one of our most meaningful programs from years ago, a program called Unstuck and on Target eventually, that went on and helps with executive functionings used in schools across the country. So it has applicable results that help people live better lives today.
We took one of the stickers that says Higher Autism. So talk about the importance of that too.
So Higher Autism is our jobs program. So we work with autistic job seekers across the country to find meaningful employment. So it's not supported jobs necessarily, but it is jobs that they can do on the day-to-day. And then we have a volunteer program along with that helps virtually to help them with their interview, resume prep, and their job search.
So how long have you been with the team?
I'm coming up on 10 years.
That's amazing. So close to a decade. What do you love so much about it?
It's just a great organization. We're very evidence science based. So everything we do is rooted in science and really just helps people in their day to day. So we get great feedback. Our peer education program is phenomenal and helps in schools to prevent bullying long term and really helps spread awareness about autism. It's one of our hallmark programs. And I just love that feedback we get from everybody who has access to our programs and the difference it makes.
And so you've been going to the run show the past couple of years. How's the year treating you this time?
It's been good. We've met a bunch of interesting people, a lot of educators that have been here who like our educator resources, which has been great. So it's just, a fun little group of people that we're coming across.
And then where can people find out more about you guys online?
So our website is researchautism.org, and we have all of our resources available for free and information about all of our run program and all of our fundraising. And then we have scholarships available for autistic students going to college and life skills programs, and all of that's available on our website.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Andy Marks. I'm from the Lehigh Valley in Pennsylvania.
You want to talk to, or?
Sure. Yep, Rich Mazzola. I'm from Boston, Mass.
What are you here representing today?
We're here with New England Race Events. We're co-race directors of the Mid-State Massive Ultra Trail and the Horse Neck Half Marathon.
How long have you been with them?
Let's see. I don't know. I started the company 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What made you want to start this company? Where did it start?
So a buddy of mine, we started a race called the Reach the Beach Relay 26 years ago.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. And along the way, we had discovered Westport, Massachusetts, and I decided to put a half marathon course together in Westport. It's now in its 10th year, so this will be its 10th year anniversary. My buddy Andy came to me and said, hey, I've got this idea for a trail race through Massachusetts, 100 miles from top to bottom. Having done a 200-mile relay race, I thought, I think we could do that. So we put our heads together, worked on it for about a year, and This is our 7th year.
So what's your running background?
I started running here in Boston, actually, when I lived here 15 years ago, because a buddy of mine started a running club called the Most Informal Running Club Ever. Yeah,
I like it.
That's actually where I met Rich. He came to one of our Saturday morning brunch runs. That's where we became friends. And then I volunteered at Reach the Beach Relay, and was pretty much always running ever since. The Charles River is an incredible resource, and that's what really turned me on to running. So, yeah.
Reach the Beach sounds really familiar. Is that at all? Were you bought by Ragnar? Was there any relationship to Ragnar?
So it's now predominantly owned by Ragnar. Okay. I still have a stake in it.
Okay.
But yeah, so my friend Mike Don and I, we started it. And then about 10 years ago, we sold a controlling interest to Ragnar. Okay. We were getting a little tired.
That's a lot, yeah.
And it was, for us, it really was a part-time gig. We both had full-time jobs, families, young families. We just got to a point in our lives where it was better to let it go. Yeah. And then after a few years, I got bored of letting everything go, and I decided to start something new.
There you go. That event's definitely one of my, I've been wanting to do it for over a decade now, so hopefully I'll get to that eventually. But talk to me about the trail race too, 100 miles.
Sure. Yeah, it's point to point, starts in New Ipswich, New Hampshire. You run through 4 states, because you cross the entire state of Massachusetts, and then dip into Connecticut and Rhode Island at the tri-state marker. Ending at Wallam Lake in Douglas State Forest. It's a 33-hour cutoff from 8 a.m. on Saturday till 5 p.m. on Sunday. All single effort, beautiful course. You go up over the top of Wachusett Mountain. People tend to underestimate the course because they think, Massachusetts. It's beautiful, technical, rocky trail with lots of, kill 'em with 1,000 cut hills. All at the peak of autumn. In October, you can't get better weather, better foliage, better running opportunity than that. So,
is there a relay style for that as well too, or is that just single effort?
We've thought about eventually introducing the idea of a relay. Yeah. We're not quite there yet. We want to really dial in, making sure that logistically between all 15 aid stations that we have to run for this event, that everything is perfectly smooth before we start looking at other race formats.
How does it feel to now start doing trail races too instead of additional just road races?
So it's a different vibe. So trail runners are great. It's a great community. When we started Reach the Beach, it was a very unique format. Running relay races weren't around 25 years ago. And so the camaraderie of folks riding, part of a team was kind of a big part of that. And it developed a very great positive atmosphere for running in general and the communities we ran through. That feeling and that atmosphere is translated absolutely into the trail running community. So the ultra trail community, they're not pretentious. They are super grateful that we're able to actually put a race together on a course like this in New England and go point to point, which is a rare thing to be able to go point to point format and be able to be get points to qualify for UTMB and all that. So it's risen in stature in the broader trail community. We have runners that come in from the West Coast, from Canada, from the UK, from France. So word is starting to spread and people are coming to Boston and running the Mid-State Trail.
Nice, yeah. And then how are you enjoying your time at the Expo?
Oh, the Expo's been really nice. Great community. The exhibitors are really well put together, and it seems like everyone was prepared, and it's been nice. Yeah.
And where can people find out more about you guys online?
NewEnglandRaceEvents.com.
Thank you very much.
Mark Walter, Westwood, Massachusetts.
What are you here representing?
I'm here representing the Barn to Run Trail Race Series, New England's first and only farm-based trail race series. Got 3 events, 2 in Dover, Massachusetts, 1 in Hingham, Mass. All races have multiple distances to choose from a 5K up to 10 miles.
Yeah. So you made it onto my schedule. I just wasn't able to make it work this year, but it's an event. You have a few events that I want to take on. Tell me a little bit about the venues.
Sure. So they're all properties that are managed by the trustees of the reservations, which is a wonderful nonprofit organization protecting open space here in Massachusetts. And, they're trails, so not a lot of road. It's 95% trail. I get that asked. People ask me that. Yep. And, it's a really varied terrain. Nothing too intensely technical, but there's rocks and roots and loose dirt and all those good things that make trail running so special.
So you were here at the Boston Run Show last year. This time it's combined with the Outdoor Expo too. How's it treating you?
Oh, very well. Yeah, I can't say there's much of a difference traffic from what I've seen so far. I feel like I've run into a few more hikers than last year, so, that's probably the outdoor element. Some great booths, though, and some pretty neat equipment out there. I wish I could spend more time, walking around, too.
Right. Where can people find out more about your events online?
barntorun.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What?
I like the name. I think it's
it's so
clever.
good. Such a good,
So good.
Barry Lewandowski from Bedford, New Hampshire.
What are you here representing?
Millennium Running.
Tell us all about it.
So Millennium Running, we're an event management company. We have roughly 30 owned or wholly owned events that we put on, anywhere from ones that start in Maine, most of them are New Hampshire, a couple in Massachusetts, and we have one all the way down in Florida.
All the way in Florida. That really sticks out.
Yeah. So.
Awesome. So the New England half marathon definitely has a special place in my heart. That's actually where my PR was. Tell me a little bit about that course.
So the New England half marathon, believe it or not, is a net downhill. Most people, there is a hill somewhere in the middle that people don't like, but it's a beautiful course. It's point to point. It leaves in Hopkinton, New Hampshire, out of an apple orchard, and it finishes in downtown Concord.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful course. What are some of your favorite events that you guys put on?
Well, there's a lot. I think that one of my favorites is Boston's Run to Remember. It's one of our larger events. You get to see a lot of downtown Boston, run through some places that you normally wouldn't. Streets are closed. It's beautiful. The Newcastle 10K, probably the most picturesque 10K in the state of New Hampshire. It's a beautiful run. Eastern States is another one of our favorites, and that starts in Maine and ends in New Hampshire, and you just run down the coast the whole entire way. So if you want a coastal run, that's it. So yeah, I mean, those are some of the ones that are really, really, I think, fun. Some of my favorites. Also, we have some kind of like themed ones. We have a Santa Claus race. It's 3 miles down the streets of Manchester, and everyone gets a Santa suit. Santa Claus Shuffle.
That's a shuffle one.
Yeah, 3 miles.
Okay.
And everyone dressed up in Santa suits. Pretty fun.
Yeah, I took it on the Boston Run to Remember as well too. I think back in the day they used to have like different medals. You had to like choose at the finish line too.
There was that was a race that we took over, but the old producers of it used to have the different little coins based on whether you were a police officer or firefighter or another kind of first responder. Yeah.
What do you love so much about this kind of industry?
Oh, I think it's what I love the most about it is anyone can do it. It's not really one of those things where it's like, I can't do that. I've never been good at that. This, you can walk a 5K, you can run a marathon. There's tons of, different levels of things you can do, and anyone can do it. And I think that's the best part.
How are you enjoying your time at the Expo this year?
So far, so good. It's kind of neat to see a bunch of people and some of the things that are out here. So yeah, I'm having a great time.
Where can people find out more about your events online?
So if you go to millenniumrunning.com, it's 2 L's, 2 N's, and Millennium, and all of our events are there. And yeah.
One more thing too. Do you guys still have a challenge where if you do a certain number of mile of races, you get like a jacket?
We still have it's called our Millennium Running Elliott Signature Race Series. And if you run 3 races with us that total up to 26.2 miles, you get what's called our marathon jacket. If you do at least 3 races with us and get up to 40 miles, then you get what's called an ultra jacket. If you run 17 or more events with us, you get what's called an all Millennium jacket. So what it has to do is it's just there's different levels. You can do however many you want. As long as you get to 26, you get a jacket, and it's at least 3. As long as you get to 40 and it's at least 3, and you go from there.
Awesome. Well, good luck with your events this year, and good to see you again.
Good to see you.
My name is Sophie. I am from Wisconsin. I'm currently living in Boston.
Are you a Green Bay Packers fan?
I am. Go Pack Go.
Cheesehead. Oh, you're on the good foot here. Tell us about what you're representing here.
We are here representing the Appalachian Mountain Club. We are the oldest standing nonprofit in the U.S. that works in conservation and recreation. So our main mission is bringing equity to the outdoors. We like to connect people with nature through our events and programming, and then from there get them passionate about conservation. We are complete nonprofit, member-based organization. We do science research. We do land management, trail maintenance. We're kind of a jack of all trades.
Yeah, sounds like it. And that stuff's important more now than ever with everything happening with parks.
Completely. Yeah, we do a lot of work in maintaining trails, and a lot of that is granted through federal funding. So we are definitely in a limbo of being impacted by federal funding cuts.
I can imagine. So tell me about all the things that you're selling here. Thank you so much.
So here today, what we have is a lot of our brand new apparel. We just went through a complete rebrand in October. So new logo, new colors, complete new brand guides. So we're representing a lot of our merchandise. We also have collab pieces with brands like Skeeta. And then we also have an array of our books. We have like too many publications. We're very known for a lot of our White Mountain guidebooks and our maps. So we're here displaying and selling some of that today.
One of the things that caught my attention is the White Mountain 400-footers passport.
Yes, it's very cute. And it's been selling off the charts. Yeah, so this is for people that are trying to hike all 4,000 footers. It's nice for like logging your journey, space for notes. It's a very cute little progress tracker. Yeah.
So what brought you to like working with this kind of group?
So like I said, I grew up in Wisconsin, but my dad's always been an Appalachian Mountain Club member. He grew up in New Hampshire, so we spent our summers out here hiking. And I've always been passionate about outdoor recreation. I've always been a rock climber, hiker, things like that. And then when I graduated, I was like, wow, how can I combine a degree in marketing with something I'm passionate about? And the Appalachian Mountain Club it aligns perfectly. Being able to work events that help push an organization like this forward.
How are you enjoying your time at the Expo? Seems like you guys are pretty busy.
We are pretty busy. It's been incredible. It's like you take all the coolest people you can imagine and then put them under one roof. That's how it feels.
Where can people find out more about you guys online?
So we have a website, outdoors.org. Otherwise, everyone can follow us on social media at Appalachian Mountain Club. We like to post updates about what we're doing in the local community. We have chapters all the way from Virginia all the way up to Maine. So we're very widespread. Yeah.
And then have you ever taken on like the Appalachian Trail challenge before? How much have you hiked?
Me personally, I wish I had a more impressive answer. I have hiked the Presidentials. I have not through hiked the AT, but it is a bucket list goal of mine. I've got a lot of members of my family that are through hikers, and I aspire to one day be able to check that off my bucket list.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and good luck with everything that you're doing.
Thank you. It was great talking.
Hi, I'm Tinsley Hunsdorfer. I work for New England Forestry Foundation.
Tell us all about them.
So New England Forestry Foundation is an 80-year-old nonprofit that was founded to introduce sustainable forestry on private lands at a time when clear-cutting was really common and forests were being destroyed. And over time, we have gone on to introduce conserving lands to what we do. We've conserved 1.2 million acres, which makes us the 6th largest land trust in the country by acres conserved. We have started working on climate change mitigation. We have a $30 million program that is giving money to private landowners to introduce climate-smart forestry practices so that forestry can continue producing wood products that people use. Reality is that everybody uses wood, but we got to find a way to use wood and produce wood that's good for the climate, that doesn't hurt the climate, and at the same time that sequesters carbon in working forest lands while they're still generating wood products. And what's really cool is if you produce the right kind of wood, it stores carbon at the same time in long-lived products. So we're doing that, we're conserving land, and we're practicing good forestry that's good for the planet.
That's awesome. You have a very impressive line graph behind you. It's very optimistic in these kind of pessimistic times. So how are things going lately?
It's a mixed bag, to be honest. We have a lot of federal funding, but we are doing good work. We continue to try every day to bring good programs to landowners that are practicing forestry. We have a team that is committed to doing, the work that they do with the best skill set that we can bring to the challenges of climate change, to the challenges of forest loss, and we're committed. We're doing it every day.
So, as if this question has to be asked, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Why is it important to preserve forests?
So forests do a lot of things that people don't know about. They clean water, they clean the air, they are this underpinning ecosystem that is crucial to just life as we know it. The planet doesn't function without forests, so conserving them, I mean, they produce oxygen. Without oxygen, we're in trouble in a big way. So they also keep the planet cool at a time of climate change. They actually literally cool off the space around them. They do these fascinating things like forests keep salmon habitat clean, waterways that pass through forests. The forests clean the water for salmon. Yeah. So there's all of these intricate ways that forests intersect with our lives that people might not be aware of. We would be in trouble without forests in big ways. And as I mentioned, they sequester carbon at a time of climate change. Yeah. But also, practically speaking, we all live in wood houses. We all live in wood apartment buildings. We sit in wood chairs. Yeah. We work at wood desks. So there's this practical facet that our lives intersect with wood every day. So how do we get that wood in a positive way? Sustainably, in a climate smart way. That's what New England Forestry Foundation is all about.
I saw a post that was like, how cool would it be if trees gave off Wi-Fi? It's a shame they only give off the air that we breathe, right?
They're not working hard enough for us. They got to step it up. They got to step it up. But no, trees do so many things for us. Yeah. They really do.
And how long have you been working with them?
I have been working with the New England Forestry Foundation 7.5 years. Yeah.
Safe to say you're passionate about it.
I am. It's a great place to work.
How are you enjoying your time at the Expo today?
I've been having a wonderful time chatting with people, telling us what we're all about doing, and watching everyone have a lot of fun here, clearly.
Thank you for doing what you're doing. Where can we find out more about you online?
You can find us online at newenglandforestry.org.
Mike from Cincinnati, Ohio.
And what are we here representing?
We are here with Luke 5 Adventures. We're a nonprofit, and we use adaptive chairs to take people hiking who have disabilities and mobility challenges.
How long have you been doing this?
We were founded in 2020, and this spring we'll do our 2,000th hike.
That's incredible. What made you want to start this?
It was started by a woman in our community who was in a wheelchair from a wreck, and she couldn't go hiking, and our founder was inspired to figure out a way to get her out and see the things that we could go out and see that she wasn't able to.
What do you love so much about working with this kind of company?
Just the ability to feel like at the end of the day you did something good for somebody else and you helped someone see something that otherwise they couldn't see, and mostly through no fault of their own, but they just can't experience it, and now they're able to.
What are some of the places that you've been able to hike with them?
The bottom of the Grand Canyon, top of Pikes Peak. We've been on the Appalachian Trail, and then we just do city and county parks back at home also.
That's awesome. If you're able to conceptualize, how many lives do you think you've impacted with this?
Thousands. I mean, we have hundreds of families we hike with every summer back at home. And so every, almost 2,000 hikes, each one's an impactful story that they've had some effect on their life and ours through what they've seen and been able to do.
That's incredible. Were you like a hiker before joining up with them?
Always been an outdoorsman, like the outside, and our founder, Kevin, same way. He's an avid outdoorsman, hunter, hiker, and was inspired to start this.
So what does the process look like? If someone is like a double amputee or something, how would they reach out to you? How does that work?
They just go to our website and they find the chapter that's closest to them, and they can sign up to be a hiker. So it's a free community event, and anyone's welcome to do it. And
how do you, how many, adaptive wheelchairs do you have for this?
In the U.S., we're approaching 40 of them. So we're 10 chapters that we have now around the country.
That's really impressive. That's amazing. And how are you enjoying your time at the Expo?
Love it. Met a lot of great people here today, and met a lot of nice. Hopefully somebody will be inspired to start a chapter up in this part of the country.
And then if someone's interested in either helping or being helped by you guys, where can they find out more about you online?
Luke5adventures.org.
Thank you.
Thanks.
My name is Mel Elam. I'm from North Conway, New Hampshire, and I hike with Adventures with Floki.
So tell us all about it.
So Adventures with Floki is myself and my cat, Floki. Also now my dog, Willard. We started probably about 3 or 4 years ago. I couldn't have a dog at the time, so I wound up hiking with my cat and got a lot of attention, so we turned it all into good, and now we hike raising money and awareness for Alzheimer's, hike for mental health, and the Mount Washington Observatory we work with every year. So
that's amazing. So a lot of people can imagine hiking with a dog, but they couldn't imagine hiking with a cat.
Right.
What's that like?
It's a little bit different. It's a lot slower, as you can imagine, especially when she's down on her own doing it herself. cats aren't like dogs where they just go. She likes to go and then stop and look around for 5 minutes. So you have to really be patient and just like to be out there.
Do you use, sorry, I'm not as familiar with it. Do you have like a cat leash, or is she like completely free roam? How does that go?
No, so I have her on a harness and a lead. I think it's Lupine Pet. I think it's actually like a small dog harness and lead. Unfortunately, the market for cat stuff is not that great. So
we bought a cat backpack, and we're trying to like slowly, we have one cat that would absolutely hate it, and another cat that probably would like it too. So how do you get started?
You start by introducing them to the harness and the lead, because you don't want them, obviously, not to be on them. They get spooked real easy and you'll never see them again, unfortunately. So always having them on a harness and a lead and just kind of getting them used to that, because they'll do the alligator roll a lot where they're like, what do you have on me? And they start like spinning. But if you can reinforce that feeling for them like positively and just go slow, that's how I did it with Floki when we started, but she was also a kitten. So it was a little bit different.
Yeah. And then tell me a little bit about a Hike for Mental Health.
So Hike for Mental Health is an organization that I found in New Hampshire, looking for different organizations that I could help raise money and awareness for. And I came across them last summer, and I did their Mount Washington hike, which is in August. And they raise money for mental health, as well as some of the proceeds go to conserve trails. And a lot of it is just people raising money for the awareness as well to help fight off that stigma with mental health. And I can actually have Mark probably take over from here. He can tell you a bit more.
Tell me a little bit more about the company.
Yeah, so Hike for Mental Health is a all-volunteer nonprofit organization that's located out of Texas. However, we have hikes and volunteers all throughout the country. We organize small hikes all the way up to large, group hike events where Summit Mount Washington is our largest event. We had about 150 people participate last year, raised about $55,000. Because it's all volunteer, 100% of the proceeds that come in through people raising money goes towards the causes that we support. So we support mental health research through the Brain and Behavior Foundation, and 80% of that money goes to them. And then the remaining 20 is split up between the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, Pacific Crest Trail, and the Continental Divide Trail. And so on alternating years, we'll donate that 20% to them. And so, everything's kind of organic. We just, whatever folks want to do to again, raise awareness and kind of reduce stigma and get out. We really promote folks getting out. We just kind of feel that there's a lot of power in, getting out into nature and a lot of healing that happens. And so,
Reducing the stigma is super important. I'm impacted by mental health issues, so I find running to be very helpful. Hiking, doesn't matter your pace as long as you're out there. That's hugely, hugely important. How are you enjoying your time at the Expo?
It's been great. We've had a lot of great conversations, a lot of people that, are curious, a lot of people that, want to collaborate. And so it's been a great event so far. Yeah.
Where can people find out more about you, your company?
Yeah, so our website is www.ihike.org. And you can also find us on Facebook, Hike for Mental Health.
Where can people find out more about you online?
On Facebook at Adventures with Floki, or Instagram, Adventures with Floki Cat.
Awesome. Thank you both.
You're so welcome.
Hi, my name is Katya. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island.
What are you here representing?
I'm representing Boston Theater Company. I am the associate producer.
Awesome. And then tell me about the 5K that you put on.
We're promoting Road of Rainbows, which is June 14th on Saturday at the Boston Commons near Brewers Fountain. And it'll be a 5K run, and we're going to have drag queens. We're going to have free ice cream. We're going to have music. It's a whole vibe. The winner is not how fast you run, but how fabulous you are. The best dressed gets $1,500 from Jordan's Furniture. Yeah, that's a lot. Everyone likes to renovate, so come through. And after that, we'll be having a block party. Remember the good old days when you used to drink on the street? We do have the liquor's license, and we will be doing that again. And we'll have a stage, and we'll have dancers, and we'll have performances, and it's going to be an immaculate day. And if you want something to do in March, we have our Queer Voices Festival, March 21st to March 23rd, which will feature local queer playwrights. It'll be a series of short plays, and we will have a family day on Sunday with a drag reading, and there'll be performances and opening acts, and it's just going to be a great time.
One of the things that stood out about you guys last year, other than the amazingly like sparkly booth that you guys had, is the fact that for the 5K you had varying like pay scales depending on like how much you were willing to pay, which I thought was very accessible to people, right?
Yes, I do believe that we still have that. If you can't afford a ticket, you can email requesting that you would like a free ticket. If you cannot afford one, I believe we have codes to give out in terms of that. Also, if you join today before midnight for our 5K Road of Rainbows, using the code Boston all caps, you will get 50% off.
Oh, that's substantial too.
Yes.
And how long have you been working with them?
I started working recently. I've been working since October. Yes.
What do you love so much about the community and everything?
I love working for Boston Theater Company because I get a chance to uplift a lot of voices that are being told to be quiet right now. Yeah.
Yep. How are you enjoying your time at the Expo?
I am having a great time. Everybody's really nice. I didn't know people that had like a convention.
Yeah, right.
So it's really cool to find out that there's this whole subculture. Right. And everyone has been really cool and really chill. And I don't run, but I'm liking the vibes.
Love it. And where can people find out more about your race and your theater production online?
At bostontheater.org.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm Amanda. I'm from South Hadley.
Roger from East Bridgewater.
Oh, I'm from Bridgewater. So what are you guys here representing?
We're here representing Running for Rare.
How long have you been with them?
Running for Rare has been a running team since around 2008. We've been a part of NORD for the past 3 years. NORD is the National Organization of Rare Disorders.
Okay.
And what Running for Rare does is we partner runners with patient partners. So NORD handles like 7,500 rare disorders. 1 in every 10 people have a rare disorder. So the fundraising efforts that our runners participate in, 93 cents out of every dollar goes to NORD.
I'm seeing a high percentage like that.
Yeah, it's a really cool percentage, especially since it's kind of like a lot of people that really care about the money that they're donating. So it's a huge charity fundraising family, and having a community partner or a patient partner really just puts the heart into it. Like you're running, you're really giving back. Your passion for running is giving back to your patient partner, and you could be a patient partner like Amanda is, or you can run for yourself and run for somebody else. So
how long have you been with them?
I've been with Running for Rare since 2014. I'm a runner and a patient partner.
How did you first find out about them?
I first found out through NORD. So NORD puts on a lot of programs for patients. NORD puts on conferences. They provide a lot of patient support, research grants, financial support to get patients to see specialists. And I found out through NORD about Running for Rare. It existed, yeah.
So what are, obviously there's a whole bunch of ones that fall into this bracket, but like what are some diagnoses that would fit into this?
Well, there's 7,500 rare diseases, and then there's additionally rare diseases that haven't been named yet, so that would fall under the UDN, which is the Undiagnosed Disease Network.
Okay.
So those patients are also a part of our team.
Yeah.
So I kind of think of rare diseases sometimes can be alphabet soup for somebody who doesn't really work in that space.
Fair. And it's tough too, because like obviously, yes, autism's getting a lot of attention as it should be, but it's a rare disease that probably don't get as much attention, right?
Yeah, we have, and some of our runners don't just run for NORD. We have runners that are running for MLD or MLS or the Cancer Society or leukemia, lymphoma. So we get only so many bibs for Boston, and we have fundraising goals to support that. But we've run New York, we've run in Denver, Chicago.
Previously Marine Corps, maybe getting back in there eventually. LA. So we're always looking for new opportunities, and it doesn't have to just be a marathon. It can really be any distance. We also have something called Rare Anywhere. So, for example, if somebody were connected or interested in running in a local race and they wanted to represent running for Rare, that's also an opportunity that's open to people.
To fundraise, to get a singlet, to get some, to get some support from that. So it's been a really, really cool thing to be a part of.
How are you enjoying your time at the Expo today?
Loving my time at the Expo, loving the dancing zebra. The zebra is the mascot of rare diseases because when we think about medical professionals, they hear hooves, they might think a horse, and we want them to think, zebra.
Awesome. And where can people find out more about you guys online?
Well, it's runningforrare.org or the, what is the national, I don't even know what.
National Organization for Rare Disorders. So yesterday was actually World Rare Disease Day.
Oh, okay.
So it's really great that we're here today, and next year the run show is actually going to be on World Rare Disease Day, so we're hoping to be back.
Awesome. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and thanks for doing what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
Brian Van Dorp from Youth Enrichment Services.
Tell us all about him.
We're a Boston-based youth development organization that takes place in the south end of Boston, and our mission is to take inner-city youth outdoors, outdoor experiences, build their confidence and leadership skills.
So how long have you been at it?
I've been doing it for 16 years.
Yeah. How has it been like seeing the impact that it's made on the local community?
It's been amazing. I find myself very fortunate to be able to see young youth come in as early as 7 years old and really sort of go through that developmental track of experiencing, building their confidence. And then in high school, really developing into young leaders, they start to teach the kids in their roles and then prepare for college and careers.
It's all about having those ripples create other ripples, right?
Exactly. They give back to the community the way someone gave back to them.
Yeah. So what are some of the events that you're putting on? I saw that there's a 5K.
Yeah, well, basically we do a youth track and field program during the warmer months, and we have a volunteer board member who's going to put on a fun run 5K in June to raise some money and awareness. Franklin Park is one of our most used areas, so it's going to take place there.
Awesome. And how are you enjoying your time at the run show this year?
Excellent. Great crowd. A lot of people coming up. You really use it to recruit volunteers, volunteer coaches, and we've definitely had a great showing.
If you're interested in volunteering, where can people find out more about you guys online?
Definitely yeskids.org. There's a volunteer page. Just get on there. It's a very easy application. It tells you what opportunities are available. And, we're a very small organization, so we really rely on volunteers.
Keep up the good work, and thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you.
Russ Hoyt. I'm the president and CEO of the Hoyt Foundation, and we're from Holland, Massachusetts.
So tell us all about the Hoyt Foundation.
Sure. We are a foundation that is based on Dick and Rick Hoyt, who ran the Boston Marathon 32 times, and since then have passed away. And in their memory, we have the Hoyt Foundation continuing on. We have grants, the Dick and Judy Hoyt Inclusion Grants, where individuals with disabilities can get running chairs if they want to run like Rick did, but also we've had folks be supported in karate, surfing, modeling. We've had people do competitive horseback riding. Anything a person with a disability has a passion about, that there's some type of a roadblock, our grants can help remove those roadblocks so that they can be included in what they're passionate with, so that basically they have the same opportunity as people without disabilities to participate fully.
Because sports should be for everyone. There's so many benefits, whether it be mental health or just want to feel like you get out of the house, go for an adventure. It's super important that we're able to help facilitate that for them, right?
Absolutely. That opportunity to pursue your passion and just say, whether I have a disability or not, I'm going to be able to do this. After the first race, Rick and my father ran together. He got on his computer and he typed the words, "Dad, when I'm running, it feels like my disability disappears." And that's the feeling that we hope others can get from the work that we do.
How does it feel seeing other quote-unquote competitors, like other people doing the same thing out there? Like how does it feel that like your ripple is creating other ripples out there?
It's absolutely amazing. After my father and brother did their first race, it was for 10 years. You didn't see anybody else doing it. Now you have 20 duos in the Boston Marathon this year alone. That's amazing. We have a charity team. We have 2 duos running for ours. We're now the duo sponsor of the Falmouth Road Race, which has close to 24, I believe, duos. And there are duos running in races internationally now. It's absolutely amazing to see the world open up because of what they accomplished.
How does it work with for you guys trying to get access to more of these bikes? Because I don't think people understand the sheer cost of them.
Right. So to create a chair for someone is $5,000 in and of the chair itself. Then, depending where they are, you also have to ship it, and you have to have someone who, when they receive it, can make sure that it's fitted to the person and their needs. So it can probably be around $7,500 just to get a person in the chair and get it going, and that doesn't even include any maintenance or things going forward. So it can be quite expensive. Our grant can help people with that, but there are other people that are trying to find other ways to get in these chairs, so it can be quite expensive.
It's good to see more of you guys out there. We talked to another vendor over there. They were doing the same thing, but for like hiking.
Right,
they say we could do that for short events, but it's like if you want long events, Hoyt is like the people to go to. So how does it feel like kind of having that reputation, not just in the Boston area, but more worldwide now?
It's awesome, and we have 11 chapters all around the United States, one in Canada. We just created a brand new chapter out in Colorado called Team Hoyt Denver, and they have 2 chairs and growing. So it's very cool to see our own brand of the Hoyt chapters going, but then to hear about other companies that are doing this too, it blows us away.
And how are you enjoying your time at the Expo? I know this time it's not just the run show, but it's combined with outdoor. Are you getting more like cross-pollination a little bit more?
Absolutely. We're seeing people that have never really heard the story before. Usually at the run show, 90% of the people have heard the story, but we're here, people are coming here, they're going to tell us what this is all about. And as soon as we start to tell them, they're like, okay, how can I get involved? Is there something I can do? We've had 2 people ask if they could somehow be connected with a group that would allow them to possibly push somebody in a race. So it's just great to see more people learning about the story.
And then where can people find out more about you guys online?
So teamhoyt.com. You come to our website, you can learn about races that we have. You can learn about how to get connected if there's donations that people would want to make, anything like that. That's the place to go. It's teamhoyt.com.
Doing great work. Keep it up.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm Chris Montgomery from Active Odysseys.
And tell me what you're all about.
We organize trips to international marathons. So we go to Dublin, we go to Paris, we go to Rome, and we're hoping to go to Athens and to Edinburgh next year.
It's amazing. I see the Coliseum. We were fortunate to just go there for the first time.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. So talk about how you guys take kind of the stress out of the traveling and racing. You kind of do a lot to help people.
Sure. The big thing is, the goal is that everybody shows up and they don't need to worry about anything else. If you get yourself to the airport, we can get you to the hotel. We have your hotel booked. We have the dinner booked. We know where the expo is. We have your bib. And basically, we'll take you on the sightseeing tours. We'll show you around. We'll show you everything you need to know and maximize. If you only have 4 days in a city, you really want to maximize the time that you have there. So our goal is you can focus on the race and we will take care of everything else. We'll sweat the small stuff.
Especially with preparing for a race, stress is stress. And any kind of stress is going to impact your body. And it's going to mess you up for your race, too. Right. So it seems like the way to be. Yeah. What are some of your favorite places that you've been able to go with the company?
Well, the big thing, this October, we're going to Dublin. So I'm from Belfast originally, so only 100 miles away. So Dublin is the big one. We're super excited about that. And then next year, definitely Paris is always a favorite. I mean, people go to Paris for many, many reasons, not always the marathon. But it's to me, I've been there a bunch of times. It's like a second favorite place to me, so I'll always be excited to take people to Paris.
I know it's a little bit further, but now the fact that Australia has like a major marathon too, any plans to expand there?
Yeah, so Sydney's away, so that's a little bit more of an undertaking, but definitely now that it's one of the majors, that's where people are going to want to go. And, it makes sense, obviously, to give the people what they want. So I'm sure in a couple of years that'll be on the agenda.
Are you enjoying your time at the Expo? Have you noticed more people now that it's kind of combined with the outdoor show?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the one thing, definitely more people. The one thing is, last year we could be sure that someone was either a runner or runner adjacent. Yes. Whereas this year, I think my first question is not, have you done international running, so much as, are you a runner? Yes. Or are you here for camping or whatever else. But it's been really interesting. It's had some interesting conversations with folks who didn't come here necessarily to talk about the running part, but a lot of very interesting people. So yeah, it's been, and I think busy, but bigger has helped. I think it feels a little less congested than last year.
The congestion's a major thing, because it seems like a similar amount of vendors maybe, but you're able to walk around more freely.
Yeah, no, I feel, and we certainly getting a lot of passing traffic that we wouldn't otherwise have had in my beer pong. I feel like there are more kids here this year. I'm not good. Maybe that's the outdoor side more than anything else, but I definitely feel like we've had more kids playing beer pong this year than last year.
And then where can people find out more about you guys online?
Okay, we are active_Odysseys on Instagram, and we're active Odysseys on Facebook.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
I appreciate it. Thank you. How's it going for you guys?
David Barkley from the Boston Run Show.
So good to see you again. How do you feel that this year is going?
Yeah, really well. I mean, it's always a bit of like a nervous pre-show, but the visitor numbers have been amazing. There's been a really good increase in number of exhibitors we got. So we've got about 109 exhibitors on the run side. And in total for the Boston Run Show, because it combined with the Boston Outdoor Expo, we've got a total of about 280 brands in total. So it's considerably bigger, and yeah, just a great energy in the room. And great.
What do you think about the new venue? Because last year you were in the Heinz Convention Center. Now we're over here in the Seaport area. How's that been?
Yeah, really good. I think it's like there's a lot more space. It's a lot brighter in the venue as well. We've been able to do more shakeout runs as well. So we had a shakeout run today with Alex Hermanson with Holmes Runs, the social media influencer, and we had sponsors like Runur 2 before, so it was really good. And then we've got another shakeout run tomorrow as well. It was a female-only shakeout run in collaboration with
Lady Gang, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the venue sort of been really good. I'm really excited.
Glad to hear it. So we were talking with some other vendors. It's been brought up that next year it's going to be in Marlborough. So what's the plan for that?
So, yeah, we're moving location as a way to essentially enhance the visitor experience. We'll have more brand activations. We're going to be having more fringe events. So we can actually potentially look at doing kind of more targeted runs. So I don't know if we can do like a run meet or something with a college or a high school. And then also we're looking to do like film screenings, like ticketed film screening Q&As with kind of speakers and stuff. So yeah, we're excited by it. And it also just offers us a bit more flexibility in what we can do at the venue, which would be great.
I noticed that some of your speakers, I'm not saying that they're not all important, but I saw that you have Laz and Des tomorrow. Was that an effort to try to boost more attendance for Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, our content team always do a good job of strategically placing when and where they speak. And obviously, I mean, Des speaks for herself, right? She's a legend in the run world, but also within the US particularly, right? And then Laz also brings another different kind of audience, but both will bring their own kind of special kind of elements to the talks, but we're really, really excited and honored that they're kind of here with us.
I thought it was a brilliant strategy. We're not able to come back tomorrow, but I thought that was like a really good idea. But excited for next year. We've had a great time. We've talked to over 40 vendors. It sounds like everyone's really happy with, it seems like a boost of numbers compared to last year too, which is also super helpful. I think the only critique we have is like more seating for the food, because I think there's a whole bunch of people sitting on the floor in the corner. But other than that, we're having a great time. How are you enjoying your time at the Expo? I know it's still the first day.
Yeah, no, great. As I said, it's always kind of nerves and excitement pre-show, and between like 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. this morning, it went very slow because you just want the doors to open, get people in. Yeah. But I mean, as soon as runners come together, there's this kind of energy and this positivity, and people are here because they're passionate about the sport and the community, and it's flown by. I can't believe it's 4 p.m. already. So
time's absolutely flying by.
Yes, indeed.
Fantastic. We were just passed by a pirate with bubbles. Anything is possible here in Boston. I guess any final thoughts on the Boston Run Show and why people should check it out next year?
I think what we're trying to build within the area is just a place where any runner can come. Obviously, we're in our third year this year, and we've come a long way since our first year, and we're kind of visualizing where we're going to be in 5 years. And we're really excited that, I mean, the fact that Marathon Sports have been with us since day one, and we've got brands like Red Bull and Wahoo here, and kind of smaller brands like Shield Health and Fitness, who are a Massachusetts-based company and kind of sourcing all the products here. I think it's just broad spectrum of kind of brands and organizations, and it's just a good time of the year as well to kind of look at what you've kind of got planned for the rest of the year in terms of your running journey, and just to get excited about the weather getting a bit better as well and managing it outside.
Absolutely. And then where can people find out more about you guys and then news for next year's event.
So if you go into our website, thebostonrunshow.com, all the website information will be there, and check us out on Instagram as well and Facebook. But yeah, just kind of, if you want to subscribe to our newsletters as well to keep up to date with everything, that was probably the best place to check it out.
Well, glad to see you walking by, and sorry we took so much of your time.
Thank you very much. It's been great.
Good to see you.
What's going on? It's me, Craig Frand, your man, Craig Frand, and I currently live in Mashpee, Massachusetts.
Awesome. And what are you here representing this year?
This year we are representing Ruck for Hit. Ruck for Hit is a 200-plus mile relay race on the Cape. Teams of 7, 2 dedicated drivers, and 2 dedicated support runners will race across all 15 towns on the Cape.
It's amazing. I made the comparison last year, Ragnar with Rucks.
Yeah, we call it Ragnar on steroids. Yeah, exactly. The legs are shorter, so you're spending more time on your muscles in a confined space in the van. Like, not a whole lot of time to get out and rest.
So what's your background in rucking?
I originally got involved with Ruck for Hit, which is ultimately a large fundraiser for a veterans organization on the Cape, right? It's Heroes in Transition's largest fundraiser. So when I got involved, I had no idea what it was all about. I just was looking for like an accomplishment, something on my bucket list, right? I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So I didn't have a ruck, so I went out and bought one. And, a couple years later, I'm still rucking and I'm volunteering, so, yeah.
So who would you recommend this event for?
Wow. Some runners are as fast as 6.5-minute mile. Some runners are as fast as 14-minute mile. I think if you are interested in pushing yourself to the limit, it doesn't matter how fast you are or how steady you are. I think if you're looking for an accomplishment, right, an experience, this is an amazing opportunity. Yeah.
And then I guess taking a step back, what advice would you give to someone who is just thinking about starting to get into rucking? Like, where do you start?
One step at a time. So a lot of us run without the ruck. We'll run with the ruck, but a lot of us walk with the ruck. It's just getting used to the ruck on your back. But the best way to start is just to stand up and walk. Yeah. So
tell me more. How are you enjoying the event this year? How's the Expo treating you guys?
This year it's amazing. I love the combo of the running and the outdoor. It's really a good combo. Like, it's a nice mesh. Everything goes well together.
It seems like it's really good to see the cross-pollination a little bit out here.
Yep.
Where can people find out more about your event?
You can go to heroesintransition.org. You can check us out on Instagram at Ruck for Hit. That's RUCK, the number 4, HIT. Ruck is for the back. 4 is we're doing it. And HIT stands for Heroes in Transition. Ruck for Hit. All right, cool.
Good to see you again, man.
Good to see you.
Lucas Hathaway from Atlanta, Georgia.
Awesome. And what are we representing here?
I'm the owner of Runur.run, or just Runur for my friends.
Also on social media, there's a lot of really great memes that you post to. Always very entertaining there. How are you enjoying your time at the Expo this year?
Oh man, this Expo is so much fun. The combo of the outdoor with the run show is just perfect. I mean, it's twice as big with 5 times the amount of people.
Yeah, very, very glad to hear that. And tell us about what is Runur.
Runur is a startup. We're RUNUR, the appropriate way to spell runner. We're an apparel startup. We specialize in anti-chafe running shorts for guys and girls.
Yes. I actually need to. I'm in the market for more shorts because I love the ones that they have now, but they're starting to wear out a little bit as I run. And you personally too, you're getting back into ultras and everything, right? How's that going for you?
Ultras are awesome. I did a 100-miler last weekend. Amazing race. I've got a 100-miler next weekend, so see how it goes.
Jesus, how's the recovery going?
Quick, I guess. I've got bad water in the summer, so I'm trying to do enough to be ready for that.
Yeah, make sure your shoes don't melt, right?
Oh my gosh, run on the white lines.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us about what makes your clothes so unique.
There's 3 aspects. Number 1 is our fabrics. You just have to feel them. They're absolutely exceptional. Number 2 is our liners. They're all reverse stitched. They're nylon to your skin so it doesn't chafe you. And then number 3, it's multi-pocket. All of our designs have as many pockets as we can possibly put, between 4 and 7 pockets. And then finally, we back everything with our sweaty guarantee. It's our lifetime warranty. If you hate them, send them back to us sweaty. We'll give you a full refund.
That's awesome. And I also remember the shirts are really great too. I think you gave me one of the Paul Revere riding a unicorn shirts. Very, very comfortable. It is a unique material. You're right.
Yeah, it's an Italian micro mesh, 3-ounce shirt. So everything that we do, we're trying to think what's the most technical features that we can do for the least possible weight.
Nice. Yeah. So it's fun seeing the Expo grow year to year too. But it seems like you guys have been growing too. How's that been?
As a brand, it's been fun. The way that we've done it has been unique in our social media world, where we've done 40 some odd expos over the last 2 years. We've met most of our customers, and we still have social media. Follow us on runner.run, little plug, but we love this. We love getting to meet people, be a part of your race, and be a part of the running community, because that's what really was why we did this.
And then where can people follow you as you're up for more ultras and your company?
So Runur is runur.run, website, Instagram, TikTok, all of it. And then me, I'm Lucas Hathaway, just LUCASHATHAWAY.
Good seeing you again, man.
Thank you.
As a woman, I appreciate you putting pockets in our shorts.
Yeah.
So my name is Ariana, and I'm from Nashua.
What do you here represent?
We are representing Loco Coffee, which is based in Holliston, Massachusetts.
Tell us all about it.
Yeah, so we are a local coffee startup. We're starting to dabble into the indulgent coffees as well as the black coffees. So all of our coffees are gluten-free, dairy-free. We have a variety of different flavors. We have a cake batter one, a churro one, mocha one.
Cake batter?
Cake batter, yeah. It's super awesome. It tastes almost like a funfetti cake with frosting on it.
Okay.
It's delicious. You can find them at any Whole Foods, Market Baskets, Wegmans, Amazon, online. You can pretty much find them anywhere.
Okay. And this is an odd question going to a coffee company.
Yes.
Which one tastes least like coffee for someone who doesn't like coffee?
The cake batter, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely.
Which one's that? Just so I know.
That is the Cake Crusader, so it's a pretty pink can.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yep, stands out in the store. If you want to find it, it's bright pink. You can find it at any of the Wegmans, Market Baskets, Whole Foods, you name it.
And then how are you enjoying your time at the Expo? You're right at the fucking start, which is pretty great.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I'm a runner myself too, so I've been making my rounds around to see what they have here. It's super cool to kind of get the community together as well.
Not to put you on a spot, but what are some of your favorite vendors that you've seen out there?
I like the Hyrox one personally. I've been trying to train for one. I know it's crazy, but yeah, I've done a distance race before. I've done the 10K. I'm like, you know what? I can go into that. Hyperice was also pretty cool. And of course, how can we not say Loco Coffee? It's the best one here.
Yeah, big happening. Keep it going.
Exactly.
Have you thought about taking on a Deca? Have you heard of a Deca?
I have not. What is that?
Okay. So a Deca is like a Hyrox, but shorter and less running. So it's like...
So it's more strength-based?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well, Hyrox has like heavier weights, but Deca's like more go, go, go.
Yeah.
So it starts off with like reverse lunges. It's a whole thing. There's like the
that
Deca
sounds awesome.
Fit, Deca Mile. It's something that I'm starting to get into a little bit more.
Oh my gosh, that'll be on my alley too.
Yes. Highly recommend you check that out.
Yeah.
But we're here to talk about coffee. Where can people find out more about you online?
Yeah, so you can go to drinklococoffee.com. You can find all of our flavors on there. You can also find any of the new releases that we're coming out with. You can follow us on Instagram as well, which is @drinkloco. We have some pretty cool things on there. We're Little Can, Big Slam.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm Brian. I'm from Haverhill, Massachusetts.
And what do we here represent?
I'm here representing Hyperice. We're a sports recovery company.
Tell us all about it.
So we have all kinds of recovery equipment. Our mainstays are the Normatex, they're air compression boots, but we also have percussion guns, our Hypervolts. We have our Venom line, which is heat and vibration. We have Hyperspheres and Vipers, which are vibrating foam rollers and balls. So all sorts of stuff here.
I thought I remember like the vibrating balls being somewhat new last year too. Is that the case? Are they somewhat newer?
So we have our new ones, which are the Hypersphere 2. So it's the newer generation of the older ones. So a little better battery life, a little more flexible to use and all that kind of stuff. So. Yeah.
And talk to me about what those shoes are.
So we did a shoe with Nike. They're heat and compression with the Normatex. So they're pretty cool. They're going to be used for, pre-recovery, recovery, all that kind of stuff. You can walk in them too, which is really cool. Something never been done before, which is awesome to see. So
I had a Hypervolt years ago. I really liked it. Talk about the variety of different heads you can put on it.
Yeah, so we have 3 Hypervolt models, and we have 5 different head attachments that come with them. So we have a flat head, a bullet head, a fork head, a little cushionier head. But then we also have a heated head, which is a separate attachment, can go on any Hypervolt. It heats up to 120 degrees. It just adds to that percussion therapy. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
And then what do you love so much about working with this company? You're still here, obviously.
So I work in our sports division, our global performance team. So I work with, athletic teams and all that kind of stuff, the players, the trainers, all that. So it's really cool, getting the products in the hands of these players, making sure, they're on the court, on the field, on the ice as much as possible, keeping them in the court, on the game. So.
And how are you enjoying your time at the Expo? You're right in the entrance, so I'm sure you're getting a lot of foot traffic.
Yeah, it's always foot traffic at these things. We have four chairs here, and, the line's been like at least 10 people all day. So these days fly by, but, it's fun being here.
Those boots are fucking awesome. And then selfishly, do you have any event day deals?
Yeah. So we have event day deals. We're doing better deals than you see anywhere on our website all year, other than Black Friday. So coming in and getting stuff at the event is pretty much your best bet for getting a good deal. Yeah.
And then where can people find you online?
We're at hyperice.com, and that's pretty much it.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
How much are the boots?
My name is Constantine, and I'm from New York City. I'm the Northeast Regional Manager for Hyrox.
So, for those unfamiliar, I don't know if there's anyone listening to the show that's unfamiliar with it. Tell me what Hyrox is all about.
Well, I'll be honest with you, judging by today, there's still a lot of people that are unfamiliar with it, and that actually makes me very happy knowing that we're here today and be able to introduce, our sport to a new community. It's great. We would love to get, Hyrox a proper race here in Boston for the Boston community. And I know they're itching for it because every time we do a regional or a local event somewhere here at one of our affiliated gyms, hundreds of people show up to it. So we know that the community is here.
And you guys did have one planned in Boston a few years ago that you guys ended up canceling, which was a bit of a bummer because we were registered for it. We were getting ready for that, but as is, the closest one is New York.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the New York race is the regional race right now currently for Boston and for North America. We can't really take the blame for the race canceling in Boston. That was totally COVID. Yeah. We would have loved to have had a race here back then. I think that everybody would have really enjoyed that. But yeah, look, we brought this sport to the North American market in 2019, and then the whole world shut down. So we didn't really resurface until 2021. But I can tell you this, that since 2021 to 2024, unbelievable. So now the 24-25 season is really exploding. I don't know if you guys are aware, but in 3 days, we sold out the New York event, which is unbelievable. A 3-day event, most likely probably as close to 15,000 athletes that we can get with a ton of people on the waiting list too. So we need more cities to get on board. And trust me when I tell you, we are in conversations with the right people right now, and there will be a race in Boston eventually. I got my fingers crossed to maybe even do something in Philly as well. It'll only help to alleviate some of the pressure from the New York race.
Yes. And the pressure, just as you said too, one of the things of feedback I've heard from the New York event is that last year, it almost felt like there was too many people and it was too chaotic, which is a good problem to have, but it's a balance of you want to sell all of the tickets, but at the same time, it kind of ruins the experience. So it's finding that balance, right?
There is a balance, absolutely. And, our ops team is some of the best in the world. And these guys have already looked at that race from last year. They've already made the adjustments necessary to create an even better race. The production of these races is something that obviously we're still very, very much, wanting to continue to get better at and wanting to just escalate them. So for starters, this year, I think we're going to have a little bit less people per wave, which is why it's a little bit easier for us to kind of spread throughout a 3-day experience and maybe even stretch those days out a little bit more to accommodate a few less people during each wave, just so that it's not as cluttered.
Yeah, I've been dying to try a Hyrox, and one of the things you said, production, one of the things you guys are really known for is putting on a really good event. I'm talking music. I know you have Coach the DJ typically is working with you guys too. You worked with Tough Mudder. Really, really good people on board too. It's just it's a special kind of event.
Yeah, it really is. And you're right. The productions of these events obviously just keep getting better and better. We keep getting better and better at it too. Hyrox is an events company that puts on, these events globally. We're in over 100 countries now. So it's impossible not to get, good at something that you're doing so regularly.
Right. And then what do you call the sport as a whole? So Hyrox is obviously a brand. What would you call the sport?
I'll be honest with you, there's so many names that are being thrown around now, and some that stuck are all still way too difficult to say. They don't roll out the tongue very easily. The sport of fitness is obviously something that we hear all the time. Hybrid fitness racing obviously is also something that we hear all the time. I don't think that there is one name that we have kind of settled on, not us specifically, but when you think about it, right, there's so many sports out there: basketball, football, baseball. they all are named after the thing that they do or the thing that they use to do it. You know, I don't know what you can call Hyrox specifically besides Hyrox. As far as the sport of fitness is concerned, I think that that's here to stay. But there's opportunities, I think, for multiple, types of fitness events like Hyrox to be able to exist out there. And I think that we would love that. We want to build a category out of it. It'd be great to see our sport in the Olympics, for example, someday.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Speaking of quote-unquote competitors, what are your thoughts on DECA Fit as a thing that's starting to expand a little bit more outside the country?
Yeah, I don't think that they're starting to expand. I think that they've done a fantastic job. I think that the communities obviously are going to both DECAs, Hyroxes. There's ones that are blowing up, obviously, in the UK as well. There's other smaller ones, too, in North America. I think that they all have an opportunity to exist together and the communities to definitely be interchangeable. It just brings more people and more awareness to the brands.
Yeah, I love it. Thought I had more to say. I could talk about this all day because I want to really start to get into this. The wall balls and the sled scare the shit out of me, but it sounds like the sled has gotten better over time too. I think that's something that's changed as well, right?
Well, I think that we're probably getting better at understanding mechanically how to train for it, but now working also with Center, who is our equipment sponsor, and they're really, really, really on board with innovating. So all the things that they're doing with our equipment, from the kettlebells to the wall balls, the targets, and all the different systems that we're doing, they just came out with these amazing runners also that you can either have a little shifter on them that you can use for resistance, so they actually mimics a little bit of sled pushing on there as well. And also, right now they're working on a solution for the turf, specifically for our races, that eventually might translate into an opportunity for our training clubs or our affiliate gyms to be able to utilize as well, so that they can get as close to race mimicking as possible.
Another thing I want to touch on real quick too, I don't want to take up too much of your time because it's ending soon. What are your thoughts on some potential fallout from CrossFit in terms of those athletes now trying hybrid racing or Hyrox?
Well, I mean, personally, I hope, and I think that this also is for Hyrox as well, I hope that CrossFit doesn't have a huge fallout. I would probably say that 48% of our affiliate community is probably CrossFit or CrossFit, communities. And we want them to stick around. We also happen to think that CrossFit is a fantastic modality to train for Hyrox. There really is no comparison there, right? Hyrox is not a modality necessarily in the same sense. We are a fitness race, right? So modalities like CrossFit and other modalities in the functional fitness world have an opportunity to race against one another and see who's the best. Let them figure it out.
Love it. And how are you enjoying your time at the Expo? Again, it seemed like you were busy every time we tried to stop by here.
I loved it. The community is unbelievable, and everybody came by to try out one of our workouts just to kind of show them what it feels like, a little bit of a stimulus of what it feels like to be anaerobic in a Hyrox race for a short period of time. We don't want to make them, commit to an hour and a half race.
Anyone dying out there? So.
No, we were taking them through a 20-25 minute circuit just to kind of let them taste it a little bit. But yeah, we love this event. It's the first time that I'm doing it. That's the first time that Hyrox is participating in it. But where better to be? I mean, Hyrox, if it's not a runner sport, I don't know what is. Half the race is running 8 kilometers. If you have a good running base, you're meant for this race. And all we got to do is get you into the gym and start working on those sleds.
Running part's the only thing I'm not worried about with that. But thanks for taking the time to talk to me. And where can people find out more about you guys online?
So Hyrox America on social media. They can also check us out, obviously, online, hyrox.com. If they're looking for a Hyrox training club or a Hyrox affiliated gym near them, we have this awesome little gym finder tool on our website. Pop in your zip code, create a radius around it, and then a whole bunch of gyms will populate, and then you just pick the community that you want to check out.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Kelly Roberts, and I live in Brooklyn, New York.
And oh my God, is this the winner of the Disney 5K?
Can you even? So someone literally just came to talk to me about it, and I was like, this is the silliest thing to talk to you about, but yes.
Yeah. That's incredible. What was your training like leading up to the event?
3-a-days, 100-mile weeks. I really killed myself for this. No, I didn't. Truly, none of that was true.
That sounds awfully unhealthy.
I actually ran for 12 hours a day. No, you guys, I'd fully half. Thank you, accolades. I'm accepting them, but also half it was the Disneyland 5K, which is famous for everyone stopping during the race. That is the whole point of a Disney race, is to stop.
But someone has to win it.
So true, and they have confetti.
Really?
I had a confetti finish. And at no point did I know I was in the front until I ran towards the tape and they said first female. And I said, "Are you sure?"
That sounds like the most you response ever. I love it.
Truly, I was like, "Are you? That can't be true," because I didn't even start in the front.
So you didn't stop at all?
No. My best friend and I were supposed to run it together, and she got COVID. And I was like, I'm going to Disneyland for 12 hours after this to take photos all day long with my friends. Like, I'm not going to... I'm cold. It's 40 degrees. I'm in shorts and a tank top or a long sleeve. Like, I'm going to get this over with so I can go get in full hair and makeup and go look cute at the parks.
So if people don't recognize you from that, also the founder of the Badass Lady Gang, how are things going with that?
Amazing. It's been just the best evolution. It's so much fun.
I think evolution is a good name for it. In quick news, we mentioned how you guys are on the hunt for more coaches, right? Supporting and building that industry a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. We are looking for coaches. We're looking for ultramarathon coaches and triathlon coaches specifically, but also running coaches, of course. And like specifically people with like experience. It's hard. I mean, we're open to everybody, but we really are trying to like start with some people who have been at this a while and have like a really good breadth of working with both like everyday runners, but both like pregnancy, postpartum, and then peri and postmenopausal, like people who really have experience like adapting training plans for women of all walks of life.
Now, my wife told me that you had a Badass Lady Gang like shakeout run before this where you guys like were picking up trash and stuff too. Is that the...
No, I did not go to that. I told them, no, thank you. I gotta go run.
I thought you hosting a shakeout run.
No, that was the plogging with Tina and Herms, which was so great. They last night were like, will you come? And I was like, no, girl.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Because then I saw your Instagram that was you called it like a big dog day, and I was like, look at all the dogs Kelly is seeing while she's picking up trash.
I saw no dogs on my run this morning.
Oh, no, what did
Not
I see?
yesterday. I saw so many dogs walking around. Today, not a single dog was seen on the Charles, which is weird.
Right, that is kind of bizarre. And so you were all day at the stage. How did that go for you?
Oh my God, I just got to interview Meb, which I like follow the sport, but not very closely. But Meb, watching Meb win was the first. Like, I had just started running. I'd been running for a year, and like was literally at work at the receptionist office in San Diego. I had the Boston Marathon up because I was training for a marathon, and like felt a part of the thing. And then watching Meb win was like one of the first moments I felt like I'm a part of this. Yeah. So I do feel this like little close. Yeah, it was like such a special moment for me. So to get like ask him about it and then hear him talk about it, like I got teary-eyed a little bit, and I was like, keep it together, don't fucking cry in front of Meb, you loser. I'm getting teary-eyed right now. It really was like, that was such, and he is such a ham and was so fucking good. Yeah. Every story he told was just like bonkers and great, and I was just like, you are a dream to interview. I wish everyone was like you.
That's great. I know last year we talked about how you, since you didn't follow track and field too closely too, like it helped with the anxiety of like you don't really know who they were, so it was kind of okay.
Well, today was a lot of like trail and ultra people, so also I was like, I don't know, outdoors. I don't like nature. I mean, I respect nature and want to preserve it, and we got to fight to save our nature. No, we can't say that in this day and age.
Because there are people. Oh yeah. Oh, that's come up in a couple.
Yeah, we are. I may not choose to go out in nature very often, but I will fight to the death to preserve the nature for the people who do like it.
I apologize. Your post was from 19 hours ago. I saw it this morning
Yeah,
while
how
I was
dare
on
you?
Instagram.
You guys
do not update it at all.
Right?
It
No,
should be
I
ashamed.
don't mind. It's totally fine.
So tomorrow we have Des and Laz, which is amazing.
My God. I'm not interviewing Laz.
Oh, okay.
I respectfully asked not to interview Laz. After the BLM stuff, I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, fair.
I'm good. We'll let someone else take that one, pretty please. Not my monkeys, not my circus.
But Des is amazing.
But Des
I
is...
was very excited to hopefully meet her again, but we're not going to be back here tomorrow. But it should be amazing.
I've never met her. I've never talked to her, so I'm nervous. You know, like, you never know what you're going to get, and I'm hopeful she's as much of a rock star as Meb, and if not, I don't care. She's a fucking legend.
She's very down to earth. She's a dog lover. Actually, the second time I interviewed her, unfortunately, her dog passed away like right before, so she had to reschedule it, and I realized her dog died. So dog lover. You have that in common. That
Love
should be
dogs.
helpful. But
Love dogs.
just
I don't know
amazing
if she
people.
stops the pet dogs on our runs, though.
I don't stop pet dogs
you
on my
don't?
runs.
I do. Maybe
I
that's
assume
why I'm so
every
slow.
dog wants to bite me. But I do talk at them, and I say,
Yes.
"You're a good boy," or "You're a good girl." Wow, you're so stunning. And I name them.
Yeah.
I name the
I
dogs.
love that you name them.
Oh yeah, always name the dogs.
I should start doing that.
It's good practice.
That would bring me some joy, I think.
And then thoughts on how the Expo's just been going today. I know that have you just been chained to that stage, or have you been able to get?
I have been chained to the stage. It's very different. It's a very different vibe this year, very outdoorsy, which is fun. There are pontoon boats here today, which is...
I kept trying to get him to buy one.
I kept saying we're giving one away, which we are not giving a pontoon boat away. Oh, I like the mashup of the outdoors. I think in this day and age, not to come back to politics, but I do think it's a really important reminder that, like, if we love our outdoors, we need to protect our outdoors. And, like, I just think we take it for granted. And this is a good place. I mean, you guys, on this stage, all I do, during Meb's talk, I was like, this is such a great time. If you have to give, you should give to immigrants. What a great immigrant story, Meb. You know, energy, resources. We should be, I was like slipping everything in all day long.
Love that.
I just think it's like a nice time to be like, right, our outdoors are not
We
something.
talked to a couple of vendors, like conservationists, and like people like out doing the work, and they're like, yeah, the budget cuts are tremendously. The one woman was saying
off the mic. They said yes, things
off
are
the
bad.
mic. Yeah.
Oh, they're the worst. Like everyone's fired.
Yeah.
There are no grants anymore. Like everyone's in free fall.
Yeah. Scary times, but trying to stay positive and everything.
I just think the reminder of like this is important. Talking to each other and coming together and like reminding each other that like there are more of us. We are all on the same page.
Like even if you like fishing, guess what? We need to protect those lakes so that you can get the fish.
And like it's not about the big things that we all think it's about. Like we can disagree on the things that whatever, but like fundamentally, we need to protect our outdoor spaces. We need to protect our drinking water. We need to protect our right to health insurance and like healthcare. And like the fundamental things are like, we all agree.
Yes.
Right to religion, like all the things. Like, I don't care if you want to be a fucking nut job. I will fight to the death for your right to be a nut job.
I saw a meme that you posted, I think it was like, yeah, I will talk shit about my neighbor all day, but you're not coming and taking him out of his home.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, absolutely.
100%.
That guy, but I'm gonna fight for him.
And then I'm going to talk shit behind your back because you are, you know. But at the end of the day, yeah, I just think it's I think we need more coming together things.
Yes, absolutely.
It's been 11 minutes. I'm sure you're hungry. I'm hungry. Where can people follow you and the social media gang on social media?
Badass Lady Gang, Instagram, TikTok, as long as we have it. BadassLadyGang.com. You can follow me, Kelly KK Roberts, all the good stuff, you know.
Good to see you again.
It's so good to see you guys.
Nice seeing you.
Welcome back.
Thank you to everyone that took the time to talk to me both on and off the mic, and to Raccoon Media for inviting us and putting on another great event.
Related episodes, episode 318.
Was The Run Show Boston with interviews part 1 in 2023.
319.
The Run Show Boston with interviews part 2 in 2023.
369.
The Boston Run Show part 1 with Russell Hoyt, Pete Kostolnik, Corey Waltering, David Barkley, and more.
370.
The Boston Run Show part 2 with Kelly Roberts, Danny Dreyer, Bad Boy Running, John Kelly, and more.
And 326.
426 was last episode,
sorry.
Boston Run Show and Outdoor Expo part 1. That was all the episodes, all the interviews we did before lunch, and this was in all the interviews that we did after lunch.
Subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcasts, and if you like what you heard, leave us a review. Follow us on social media. We are on Instagram and Facebook at Obstacle Running Adventures.
You could also give us some financial support over on patreon.com. Please join on the website and not on the app, since Apple will charge you some extra stuff. Coming up next, Caitlin did a interview.
Yes, with
Tara Pipier.
Yes, the woman who is the author of Sober Up's
Spartan Style.
Yes.
Gangnam Style. Caitlin, do you have a joke or a quote to end this?
My joke is, how much space should you give a fun guy?
Mushroom.
As mushroom as possible.
There it is.
And my quote is, let them have their opinions and judge your decisions. Let them think the very worst of you. Let them make fun of great things you do. Let them have it all wrong. but never let them make you feel like you don't belong. Never let them make you feel like you question your worth because you deserve to take up space on Earth. Let them be whoever they choose because it's absolutely nothing to do with you. Let them believe whatever they think they know. Let yourself be free. Just let them go.
So that just about wraps it up. My name is Michael Stefano.
And my name is Caitlin Ritter.
And I'm very tired, but optimistic about the time change again, even though it affected my sleep. And we'll talk to you next weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
We hope you're feeling motivated, inspired, and ready to take on your next race or training run.
If you've enjoyed this week's episode, leave us a review
And share it with your fellow adventurous friends.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Obstacle Running Adventures.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Join us every week for more news, stories, and interviews from the community.
Our intro song was Streaker by Straight Up.
Our outro music is Iron Paw by The Best.
That's right. That's right. Wow. Good memory.
So it's a progress, right?
Yeah. It's getting there.
I'm trying. You look good too.
Thank you.
But I'm not allowed to say that to women. It's weird when you say it to men too, but
no, it's
you know.
That's fair. I work hard. Good to see you.
Hi.
How's everything
Hold on,
going?
let me throw this out.
Okay. So we talked to you last year. We interviewed you for the podcast. I'm not sure if you remember. Okay. Just didn't want to assume.
You don't.
No, I do.
So
Of course I do.
We'll just start it because I know this is ending. It's been a long day for you, I'm sure. But we'll just start with your name and where you're from.